guys, welcome back to the Commercial Law School. Today we are going to be talking about how to write CVs for vacation scheme and training contract applications. Some firms, such as Slaughter & May, ask for a CV when you submit an application form, and with applications opening again, it will be useful to know how to write a CV. Before we get stuck in, it is important to note that this is simply one way to write a CV and not the only way. So there are other CV structures that could easily work as well, but we are advising based on a past successful CV application. So, the first thing you want to do is to give your personal details at the top, which should include your name at the very top in a slightly bigger font, and then your contact details directly below. Although this might sound very obvious, make sure your contact details are correct and up to date, because I once made the mistake of giving outdated contact details, and believe me, it doesn't look very professional. Next, you could add a quick summary about yourself, which introduces who you are, what stage you're at, and why you're writing the CV. Once you've done this, you should note down your educational achievements, starting with your most recent experience. So if I was writing a CV, I would start off with the fact that I'm a recent university graduate, and then I would include my degree classification, a breakdown of my modules by year, and any awards that I received whilst at university, and then I would follow the same structure for my A-levels and GCSEs. It is also important to note that all of your experiences should be dated, so that the recruiter can see an indication of when you started your experience to the point at which you ended it. Next, you should note down any relevant legal work experience that you've been exposed to, again, starting with the most recent work experience. In this section, you need to talk about the tasks that you completed at that work experience, and make sure you detail specifically what you did and not what anybody else did, because you are the one that's making the application, so the firm will want to know specifically about your personal contributions. Once you've done that, make sure you talk about the result of your contributions. In terms of what you can talk about in this section, it can range from a task that you did at an open day, to a virtual internship scheme on Inside Sherpa, to a vacation scheme or some other legal work experience. Whilst it's great to have done a vacation scheme or a legal placement, you can be an equally strong candidate with some virtual legal experience if you talk about it well enough. Once you've spoken about your relevant legal work experience, you should talk about any other work experience. And again, make sure you list your work experience in reverse chronological order and that you date everything. Law firms want to know about what else you get up to, because even when you're working as a bartender, you develop skills that firms are looking for, such as resilience, teamwork, communication, so make sure you cover this section. And like with the legal work experience section, make sure you talk about your personal contributions to your work and also the results of those contributions. Lastly, you could end the CV with a note that references are available upon request. However, this may not be necessary because a lot of application forms ask for a reference within them already. So that's a brief overview of a structure that worked well for us. But as a general pointer, you should aim for your CV to be as concise as possible, because recruiters go through a ton of applications and they don't want to read through a very long document. And also, if you're applying for a legal role, recruiters may be assessing whether you can provide comprehensive information in a concise manner, so keep that in mind when drafting your CV. Also, make sure that your CV is as pleasing to the eye as possible. This means that you should choose a professional font, ideally write in black, and also choose an appropriate font size. And make sure you avoid using a thesaurus for more fancy words, because it can distort what you're trying to say, and also because you're applying to a law firm, so they will want to know that you can write in a simple, easily digestible manner. And finally, remember that this is a guide that worked for us, so there might be other structures that might suit you better and also work better for you. We hope that this video has been useful, and if it has, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you shortly.